Super Draco here, and we're back for Pack 2 of Build Optimus Prime. So, Pack 2, we're building Prime's upper left shoulder. So, to start with, we've got parts TR2-14 and 15. As you can tell, these are the interior of a smokestack. And then we're going to lock those together with two PB 2x4 screws. Thankfully, unlike the last pack, they actually labeled these screws, so I didn't have to guess and figure it out. Now, because this is a plastic piece, you don't want to over tighten the screws, because you'll snap the threads off. Okay, and now we're going to move on. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to slide part TR2-43, that's the actual top of the exhaust, over the long post on the end of the assembly we've just made. Now, this is going to be attached with glue. So I've got my handy dandy gel control Loctite super glue. And so I'm just spreading some glue around. Real small amounts because we don't want it to leak everywhere. And now this tight's really snug. And there we go. That piece isn't going anywhere. So on the bottom, we are going to place part TR2-17. Now the instructions want you to put glue on those red tabs. The problem being, they don't actually slot into anything. So instead of putting it on the tabs as the instructions show, I'm just making a nice bead on the outside edge, so when it compresses it'll spread out to create a better hold. So next we're going to bring in part TR2-42, and as you can tell, that's the exterior of the smokestack. There is a cutout in it that's going to line up with a cutout along the side of the smokestack. Just like that. Now, the instructions show you don't want it going all the way down. So as I'm trying to get it to snug up into place, I end up pushing it all the way through because you don't want any of that black space really sticking out of the top. So I'm going to futz with it, and we'll be back after I'm happy with how it fits. Okay, so then what we're supposed to do is take part TR2-33 and it'll peg in like so. Now, I'm just doing a test fit, making sure everything lines up the way I want it to, because we need to put glue on that silver tab that goes in there. So I'm just going to put a little bit on there. Now, instead of just putting it in there and making a mess, I'm going to get a toothpick so I can spread it around a little bit, because I don't want this to come up and get glue on because of where it's visible. If it was going on the inside and wouldn't be visible, I wouldn't care, but I don't want it to be visible. And I believe this is a symmetrical part, so I don't think there's really a wrong way you can put it in. Oh wait, there is a difference. The upper notch is, the part that goes up is recessed. Anyhow, so we're going to bring in part TR2-02, which is metal. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach a piece of trim to it. So this piece of trim is just painted silver. It's white, obviously painted. So it'll drop in just like that. And so now that we've got that done, we're going to bring in our smokestack. And the smokestack is going to mount two TR2-02 with one PB 2.3 by 6 millimeter screw. So that hole fits right there.
You didn't see anything.
Okay, so I am absolutely going to categorically going to deny that I'm about to attach these two pieces upside down, and you have no evidence to the contrary. Okay, and with that, we have completed this assembly. It is totally not wobbly because I have attached it upside down. No, this is perfectly fine. I'm just using my Optimus Prime brand screwdriver to make sure everything's nice and secure. It totally does not feel off or wrong for any reason. So, yeah. But with that assembly done, then we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so moving forward, we've got parts TR2-48, 2-18, 2-50, 2-49, and then M3x8 bolts. So the way this works is we're going to put the small locking washer on the bolt, then the large washer, and so then we're going to feed the bolt through the 4 holes on piece TR2-18, and then we're going to fit the 4 sockets TR2-48 on each one. Okay, this is not near as hard or tedious as it sounds, and once we have the first one done, I'm just going to fast forward the other 3. This is nothing that interesting. Okay, so now that that's done, what we're going to do is there's an Allen key included, and so we're going to use this Allen key to tighten each screw as much as we can. Now you'll notice I'm using the Allen key in a different orientation, and that's because in this orientation I'm using it more like a breaker bar so I can put more force on it. Now, is this right? I don't know. I've never been instructed on the proper use of an Allen key. It's probably not rocket science, but like I said, this is something I just concocted on my own. Whether it's right or wrong, well, if it's wrong, tell me in the comments and I won't do it again. Okay, so with that done, then we're going to get our next batch of parts, and I'll be back. Okay, so the first part we're going to bring in is part TR2-25. So we're just going to drop that assembly through the 4 holes on top of it. And my camera work never ceases to get better, does it? Well, actually, it seems to be improving. I'm actually getting this on camera for once. You want to make sure the orientation is correct. And then what we're going to do is we're going to attach 4 more M3x8 bolts with 4 more TR2-49 small washers and 4 more TR2-50 large washers. So basically what we did on the other side reversed. So the small the TR2-49, then the TR2-50, and then we just thread it in. Now, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me thread 3 more bolts at regular speed, so let's fast forward. Okay, so then we're going to take our Allen key and tighten these as much as possible. And so I think more fast forwarding is in order because, well, actually this is going pretty quick, so maybe we'll just sit through this. I actually think my technique, it's not great, but it is elegant. Alright, and so with that done, we're going to go on to the next step. Okay, so to start off with, we need 4 M3x6 bolts and 4 TR2-49 small washers. So we're going to put the washers on the bolts. So what's going to happen is that silver metal joint, TR2-46, is going to socket in there, and then we're going to lock it down with 4 of these bolts from the other side. So this time, I think I'm still using the Allen key in the breaker bar configuration, but I'm having trouble managing it, so I think this might be where I switch to using it normal. So this is how you're expected to use an Allen key. And then I put my own twist on it to spin it fast till I need the leverage. So now I'm going to go on a long explanation that is going to mean absolutely nothing to you. But basically, that joint needs to be articulated in such a way that the flat parts of the bolt are on top and bottom. So almost, if you could imagine 2 vertical lines making a square in the middle of that bolt. So that means you want the hex points sticking out to the sides. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this is the wrong configuration. I'm going to figure it out and fix it. So we're going to jump ahead to after I figured that out and am reattaching it. Okay, and so as I finish turning this last bolt, that is this whole assembly completed. Now what is it? What does it do? We'll get to that later. I'm just verifying it looks right, that all my orientations are correct, because I don't want to have to disassemble it again. But I do believe this is correct. This is a good stopping point. We'll pick up with part 2 shortly. Thanks for watching. Check out my fantasy story on Fiction Press, and come on back for part 2, where I'm going to probably screw up even more.